In 2026, a strange symbol suddenly appeared across India. It was not a flag, a famous leader or a political party symbol. It was a cockroach. At first, many people thought it was a joke. Others believed it was just another internet meme. But within days, the symbol spread faster than anyone expected. Soon, thousands of young people were proudly calling themselves cockroaches. The movement shocked politicians, journalists, and even international observers. But to understand why this happened, we need to go back to the beginning. For years, many young Indians had been facing growing frustration. Millions studied hard, hoping education would create a better future. Families invested their savings to support their children's education. Many believed success was only one examination away. Yet disappointment often followed years of preparation. Job opportunities were not growing as quickly as expectations. Competition became more intense every year. Then another problem began attracting public attention. Reports of examination paper leaks started appearing again and again. Many students felt their hard work was being undermined. Anger slowly began building across campuses and online communities. Social media became a place where young people shared their frustrations. Thousands discovered they were facing the same challenges. The feeling of disappointment was turning into collective action. As frustration grew, students began demanding answers from officials and institutions. Many felt that their concerns were not being taken seriously. Online discussions became larger and more organized every week. Then one unexpected comment changed everything. A controversial remark compared frustrated young people to cockroaches. The comment immediately triggered debate across the country. Many expected the insult to discourage the protesters. Instead, something completely unexpected happened. Young people decided to embrace the label rather than reject it. What was meant as an insult suddenly became a symbol. Students argued that cockroaches survive almost anything. To them, resilience was more important than appearances. Memes began spreading across social media platforms. Within days, the movement gained thousands of supporters. The cockroach symbol started appearing on signs and banners. Soon, organizers introduced a new name. They called it the Cockroach Janta Party. The name quickly attracted attention nationwide. Some people laughed at the idea. Others recognized that something much bigger was happening. What began as an online reaction was rapidly becoming a real-world movement. Across multiple cities, young people started organizing peaceful demonstrations. Many participants had never attended a protest before, but they believed their voices deserved to be heard. The movement's demands focused on education and employment issues. Participants called for greater transparency in examinations. They also demanded stronger accountability from institutions. Videos from demonstrations quickly spread online. Millions of viewers watched the movement grow in real time. The cockroach symbol became impossible to ignore. Media organizations began covering the protests extensively. National headlines started discussing the growing movement. Television debates focused on the concerns of young people. Supporters argued that the protests reflected genuine frustrations. Critics questioned the movement's methods and messaging. Yet the debate only brought more attention. The more people discussed the movement, the larger it became. University campuses became important centers of activity. Student groups coordinated events through online networks. The movement now had momentum. As participation increased, demonstrations became larger and more visible. Crowds filled streets, parks, and university areas. Many participants viewed the movement as a fight for their future. Some traveled long distances to join demonstrations. For many, this was about more than a single issue. The movement had become a symbol of broader dissatisfaction. Authorities closely monitored the growing protests. Security measures increased around some events. Organizers continued urging participants to remain peaceful. The future of the movement remained uncertain, but its impact was already undeniable. By this point, the cockroach movement was attracting attention far beyond university campuses. People from different backgrounds began discussing the movement. The story was no longer limited to social media. International journalists also started paying attention. Many observers were fascinated by the unusual symbol. What made the movement unique was its ability to turn an insult into a source of pride. Supporters believed the symbol represented survival and persistence. The message resonated strongly with many young people. More demonstrations were planned across multiple cities. Crowds continued growing week after week. As the movement expanded, officials faced increasing pressure to respond. Public statements attempted to address growing concerns. Supporters carefully examined every response. Some welcomed the attention given to their issues. Others believed more action was still needed. Meanwhile, the cockroach symbol kept spreading. Artists and creators began contributing their own interpretations. The symbol evolved into a recognizable cultural phenomenon. Even people who disagreed with the protests knew about the movement. The debate had become part of the national conversation. For many participants, the movement represented a generation seeking change. They believed their future depended on being heard. Months earlier, few could have predicted such a movement. Yet a single controversial remark helped unite thousands. The cockroach became a symbol of resistance rather than ridicule. History has often shown that symbols can be powerful. Sometimes the simplest images carry the strongest messages, and sometimes an insult can become a rallying cry. The story of the cockroach movement is still being written, but its impact on public discussion is already clear.